So, welcome back to the Roller Derby City track. I am Julia Sleazer.
And I am the great Maxby, and we're about to bring you a semi-final match.
Yay! It's going to be England up against the Wizards of Oz, all the way from Australia. The last time these two faced off was in 2014. It came out England 388, Australia with 138, and they did not have a rematch in 2016. So I'm pretty stoked to see how this goes. Do you want to do some rosters?
Yeah, let's do some rosters. So skating in the green with the yellow accents is Australia. Wizards of Oz. 05 Lucky Phil, 11 Sausage Rose, 12 Simon Chambers, 1261 is Slinger, 13 Matthew Hawley, 16 Ballistic Whistle, 173 is Copter, 34 Dirty 5, 4 is Ashley Collins, 51 Aaron Van Berkel, 63 grand. Of England, of Australia, sorry, followed by the national anthem of England. We are having some mild technical difficulties.
Okay, back to Just Us. Sorry about that. It was a sneaky anthem. Did not realize. I thought it was just the 3 o'clock game that had an anthem on it, and then suddenly it was upon us.
Suddenly they were upon us.
Mid-roster. So, well, we're about to get underway. Do you want to finish? You were at number 51.
Yes, 51 Aaron Van Berkel, 633 Grant Milling, 643 Niall Boyd, 666 is Daniel Belt, 7200 Stephen Tropp, 80 Flamin' Gala, 90 Grease Monkey, and 99 Mavericky. That is your Wizards of Oz for this match.
I'm going to have to come back with England's roster momentarily, I'm afraid. So first out on the line, we've got Waterman for England facing off against Slinger. England out in the white, as we said before. Australia in the green.
Slinger pushing ahead against a solo English blocker up in the front, now followed by a tripod. Play kind of sticking into turn 2, but it's Waterman who's going to pick up lead jammer, sneaking around the inside line to lead jam England.
England's jammer is out, about approaching that back of the pack. It's called. Nothing awarded to Australia.
2 points to England in that last pass. Lining up now for England is number 5, that's Fish. And that looks to be Sausage Rose, number 11 for the Wizards.
Where did you last see Sausage?
Yeah, yesterday.
Oh. I'm incumbent. Well, yesterday also. I was going to say, saw him in Wales
Yes,
6
indeed.
months back at MRDWC championships. Anyway, Sarge has gotten lead jammer.
Bit of a tussle going into the straightaway there. Sarge leading the charge. Going to re-enter from the inside line. Fesh finds that outside line. Now multiple scores. Sarge is going to join. 5 points picked up. Jam called.
Check out this replay. Sarge mowing up. Ooh. Just like a hefty block following him. He gets out of the pack. That's his lead jammer moment.
Charlie scrabbling and Dreadlocks up to jam now. Bit of a light pack for England. A few of their blockers have made it to the Cheese Balls Bearings penalty box. Jam now underway. Spectral sole blocker on track, joined by MRDWC.
Both these jammers trying to fight their way through. It's Australia once again, lead jammer status. Holly coming along.
This is going to be a cut try penalty assessed on Charlie Scraplin. So this is going to be first pair jam of the game to Australia.
First pass through, that's 5 points to Australia. Okay, back block is being assessed on number 76, Ilbilly from England. So 3 blockers from England on the track right now. The jammer is standing in the box and will re-enter play in just a few seconds.
Pack slowing down, coming into turn 2. England's jammer returning now. That's Charlie Scraplin back on track, re-engaging with that tripod of green at the rear. Going to get recycled. Meanwhile, Dreadlocks pushing against that wall of white at the front. Not getting a lot of purchase. There's Spectral denying access on the inside line.
Flying through, he is out of the pack, of course not lead. Ready to come in on his first scoring pass. Calls it just in the nick of time. That is 5 more points and a 10-point jam for Australia. And we get that replay. I believe that was a butt first.
That looked like a butt first.
It's a couple butt first.
Yeah.
That is taken to the outside. Having to dodge just this last blocker, MRDWC. Again, drinking that 5. So again, that was a 10-point jam. Australia at 15, England sitting at 2. Up next, jamming, Sully is facing off against Sarge. Sarge easily finds his way through the pack, takes lead jammer status. The pack not quite at a standstill, but not making a lot of forward momentum. Just as they say that, of course, they move towards turn 2. Sarge comes through quickly on his first pass, 5 points. Now, hot on his heels is Sully.
Both jammers re-engaging with the packs, and now Sarge on that outside line ducks round, picks up the points. Sully being reabsorbed into the pack, coming to the second. Apex finds it inside line again. Picks up the 4.
Sarge already back in the pack for another scoring pass, having a lot of trouble getting past Shrooms et al. Ooh, huge hit. Followed by a polite sorry, though, I believe is what happened. Sarge's going to recycle quite a ways back. Shrooms already rejoined his blocker mates and is going to control the back of the pack.
Sully knocked to the outside by Sarge. Both jammers re-enter pretty quickly. Sarge just slightly out far ahead. Sully recycled back by Copter, taking the outside aim at Trop.
So 4 points picked up on that pass, re-entering this next scoring pass. His teammates take a tripod in the back. Sully's leaning for full weight on it. Sarge got knocked out to the inside in the front, recycled back behind Toots, Shrooms, and Don.
Pack really slowing down in the straightaway here. Sarge knocked to the inside again, taken back by Don. Milling joining the fray to drag back Sully. And a little bit of footwork gets Sarge through. 5 more points, Australia.
Scooby and Shrooms, along with Don, trying to help their jammer through the back. Knocked out again to the outside.
Whew. Natural conclusion to that jam, and look at the energy right there. That
Wow.
hip first thrust into the inside lane, just narrowly denied.
Here we go, Sausage sliding right past that hit. Absolutely disinterested. Beautifully done. Well, next up for England, we've got Waterman.
Slinger jamming for Australia. Some big hits coming on the straightaway here. Pack's starting to speed up into the turn. Slinger finds that outside line, picks up lead jam for Australia.
Coming in for his first scoring pass. There's a lot of swarming, pretty much, going on in the pack. Slides through pretty easily. There is 5 more points for Australia.
What about knocked to the outside again by the Australian defense? Get taken back by number 1-2. That is Simon Chambers. Slinger still pushing against that wall of Spectral L coming into the straightaway. Bit of a disparate pack now, but stretched out. We have had a completed star pass now.
All right.
Omar Gerd, England's pivot now, the active jammer for England. Slingers gets knocked to the outside again, going to get taken back to the apex. So that's quite a treat for him.
Just muscling his way through. Omar Gerd finally through, picking up 4 points. This might, couldn't catch on. An easy 5 points there for Ermiger.
30 seconds left on the jam clock right now. So I'm going to decide to call it at that, picking up another 4 points. So actually it's going to be equals pequals in that jam, 9 points apiece. Looking at that points per jam indicator you're seeing now. So Australia kind of leading the charge right now, got that one big jam which has really extended their lead, but England certainly not slouching at this point.
It's a great way to start off this game. It's not too far away that it's impossible, of course. Dirty 5 out for Australia, Fish out for England. It's going to be Fish coming out ahead. Woo!
Tremendous last man standing effort by the Australian pivot, but can't hold Fish back. Lead jammer for England. Going to get recycled back to the turn now. With star in hand, Dirty 5 manages to get out, now eligible to score. Big charge from Fish, managed to get past the Australian defense and calls the jam there, 5 points. So England looking like they're really happy just to nickel and dime their way back into the lead here.
Look at that replay. Chasing, chasing, chasing. It's Boyd. Oh, sorry. Milling. Misread the number. Fish is cackling as he gets away, too. That's brilliant.
Really pleased with his work, I guess.
Yeah, he's just...
Job satisfaction is important.
Haha.
Charlie Scraplin's up the jam there for England. Against Sausage Rolls.
Sausage quickly into the center of the pack. Both of them caught up on opposing walls. Scraplin knocked into the inside. Sausage also knocked into the inside.
Scraplin's going to get recycled back to the turn. Meanwhile, Sausage is your lead jammer, breaking out there, coming to the apex. Scraplin about a half lap behind, now eligible to score. But it's a back block to Charlie Scraplin, so this is going to be an Australian power jam. Which sounds like a bad cocktail now that I say it back.
First pass through was 5 points. It's another easy 5 points for Sausage. Ermegerd, the pivot for England, rejoining his teammates on the track.
Gonna try to do a little one-on-one there against Sarge. Not quite effective. There's the big bean dip. Gets Sarge around, calls it with style. 5 more points to Australia.
So a 15-point jam there. So we see Sarge absolutely an amazingly capable skater, just evading Dodging Spectral there at the end with a little bit of duck. There's one last hit attempted by Banks, but no. All right, this next jam is underway. Dreadblocks out for Australia. Charlie Scraplin is now coming back into play from the penalty box. No pass, no penalty, but lead is still
established in favor of Dreadblocks. Re-engages with the white wall at the front. Inside lane looking pretty empty there, so managed to sneak through, gets the 5 points. Scraplin looks at the start and has made the pass now to England's pivot. That is Scooby. So Scooby going to be your active jammer for England now. Scooby creeps up on Dreadblocks there, passes to the outside and going to re-engage with Australia at the front. Finds a gap on the inside, picks up a few points for England as well.
Dreadblocks now hung up on Shrooms and company, holding the back line of the wall. Scooby into the pack, nearly through. Let's see if he... All right, it is 4 points. Oh, sorry, all 5 points. Dreadblocks worn out a bit. He's going to call that off. There's 2 more points is what he was holding as he was pushing against the back of the pack. It was a 7 points for Australia, bring him up to 69, 9 points for England. Putting him at 37. So this is the second star pass in 8 jams for England. And it's actually fairly successful.
It's certainly helping them put the aggression onto the Australian jammers. It's certainly, but they're not really responding the way we expect, whether you would expect them to call off to protect that lead, but they want to run along.
Not quite as you might expect. Lead does go to Reaper of England, of course. Slinger out once again for Australia.
Reaper with the nifty little apex hop. And quite pleased with himself. I'm going to say he's quite happy with his work there. Picks up the 4. So quite happy. Just really, really pleased.
Just really, really pleased.
Really pleased. I don't know how else to describe his reaction, really. So Sully up to jam now against the Sarge.
Ooh. A little off kilter in the back. Milling took a little bit of tumble. It's going to be lead to England. Sully already coming in for his first scoring pass. Matching up against Copter. Finding the outside lane open, now the inside lane, and his through is going to be almost on Sarge here in a second, who has completed his initial. The pack moving at a high enough clip that they're having trouble getting up there to get points. And it's called off well before. That is a possibility for Australia.
Looking at this VMix powered replay, that big shoulder on that first scoring pass on Copter. We now have a team timeout called by Australia. Great time to mention one of our sponsors, Quad Skate Shop, Europe's original brick and mortar skate shop. Outstanding selection with a delivery guarantee. You can also check them out online at quadrollerskateshop.com.
So I have time to very quickly go through the England roster. 0-0-0 Omegar, 1-0 Charlie Scraplin, 1-0-0 Alien Al, 1-0-1 David Waterman, 1-4 Sam Droid, 1-7 Sully, 2 Shrooms, 2-1 Toots, 4-0 Don, 5 Fish, 6 Rufio, 6-0 John Kirkham, 6-2-8-3 Spectral, 6-6-6 Reaper, 7 Thomas Banks, 7-4-7 Scooby, and 7-6 Ilbilly.
A fairly well experienced England lineup. Just a lot of solid players.
Definitely. It's got a few seconds left of this timeout. So Australia has been held scoreless for the last 2 jams. Let's see if they've got a little bit of regrouping after this timeout is finished, which is just seconds from now.
Dreadblocks donning the star for the Wizards of Oz. Waterman will be your jammer for England. Just 15.5 minutes left in this first period. Scores on the door, 68 points to Australia, 45 to England. Jammer switch out. Sausage Rolls now the active jammer for Australia.
Sarge, woo! Just amazing. Evades a hit by ducking down, pops right up into lead jammer position. Waterman is through, about half a lap away at this point. Sarge, 4 points, gonna call it off before Waterman can get to the back of the pack. Is a simple 4-point jam for Australia. It's 72 to 45.
Simple ABC derby at this point.
Pretty
Get
much.
some points, protect that lead. Yeah, you don't want to
see
do
him
anything
duck
fancy.
down on the outside and come up and grab that lead. It's nicely done.
And there's the hop. Just narrowly avoids contact with Spectral on the inside line. Just textbook.
Yeah.
Dreadblocks and Fish. Right off the stacks. It's going to be Fish on that outside line. Picking up lead jammer for England. Dreadblocks still absorbed. Got a blocker disadvantage right now. Not helping him get through. Starting out in hand. Fish again finds that opening on the outside lane. Swims right through it.
Fish approaches the pack. 2 Wizards in the back await him. He easily gets past them, knocking one more down as he goes through and picks up another 5 points for England. Right now, a 10-point jam.
Dreadbox has 3 to beat right at the front there. Can't quite make any purchase against that England defense.
Well, I also am not positive that the Star is taken off with the intention of passing, because the pivot certainly hasn't had a lot of idea to take it. How's that?
No, the pivot very far out of position. 5 more points picked up by Fish. Really big jam for England here. Certainly closing that gap. 65, they play 72. 7-point game.
Yeah, this certainly could be our jam for the lead change. And it is now a power jam for England.
They're going to call a jam. England are now going to enjoy a power start. 5 more points to the board. Let's look at this.
Fish missing a huge hit, knocking one down and coming on through.
And just rolling around that last Australian blocker.
Amazing. So we do have a power start for Reaper going up next. There is only one England blocker in the choose ball bearings penalty box. Lead is already awarded to Reaper. The pack almost seems to move back to meet him. As he comes through on the inside, boom. Absorbs a huge hit, makes the decision to come on all the way through to avoid potential track cutting. And he's going to muscle his way back through. The Australian blocker is trying to break up. England's defense is prepared in wait for the returning Dreadblocks, who is now back in place. This power jam is over. There has been a star pass very quickly to Sarge, but it is fruitless. I think there may be an injury on the track. One of the Wizards is down.
Looking at this replay here, Reaper coming in on that first scoring pass, rolls around that first hit. The brace can't quite get there to catch him. And then there's the pivot. That's Sarge. That, just a tap.
Yeah.
Knocks him slightly out of bounds.
You see that foot land on the inside there, so it was a good decision. From my angle, I was not positive if he actually took wheels out, but yeah, he certainly landed that whole foot on the inside.
Certainly did. Very clear on that VMix-powered replay. Points per jam now. Couple of big jams in favor of Australia, but we have had that first lead change now. 75 is going to play 72. So again, England just happy to nickel and dime their way up the ladder here.
It's often a completely reasonable way to do it. So number 16, Ballistic Whistle, had taken a little bit of a solo at the end of that jam, but our medics are attending to him. And hopefully he will be back in just a few jams.
Hopefully so. Quick shout out to Bruce Skate Scraps. Do your skates just not quite fit right?
Mine are fine. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, well.
Is this a real question?
No, of course not. But hey, don't let foot and heel slippage mess with your game. Check out Bruised skate straps. They wrap around your boot and plate to keep your feet in place so you can improve your agility. Be better with Bruised skate straps. BruisedSN.com.
I had actually not heard of those since this weekend because I'm used to, they have other products on the site as well. If you check them out, they're best known for the skate news.
That's true.
And so I had to look them up because I thought that's a weird way to advertise as skate news. Oh, wait. It's a completely different product, so it's really interesting.
Yes.
So that we are currently in a timeout. I believe it's an official, yes, official timeout.
Noticing at this point, Reaper's in the
They
bin.
are like really ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, swoopy whistle does not mean go time. It means, hey, we're about to go time. So this is going to be a power start for Sarge. Reaper sitting in the box. Omagerd coming back out of the box, doing a little knocking around in the back. Sarge already through. Lead jammer is awarded to Australia. Just sliding through like no one's even there. 5 points in the air. Reaper is standing in the box.
Big three wall that Sarge has to contend with there. Spectral is the core of that. Omagerd offering assistance now. But Sarge finds that gap finally. Gets through on the knees, but still through. 4 points Sarge. Reaper kind of creepily hanging out behind him, but there's the big hit. Both skaters landing on that outside line. Reaper attempting that little hop on the apex, gets knocked to the inside, gonna have to start over. Meanwhile, Sarge picking up another 5 points.
A nice through ball was ready in the back, but Reaper just hopped on past him. Sarge coming in, doing that duck move that he does. Slides past everybody, another 5 points to Australia. Quite a bit of spilling up front. I was told outside by an Ireland skater that this floor is much, much, much slicker than you would expect it to be. So when it's a little bit slippy, it's a lot of it slippy. That is 4 more points on that last pass, a 22 points jam for the Wizards of Oz.
Here's that jammer collision.
Boom.
Ooh, just a bit of a... Manages to catch himself before he does any real damage to Reaper, but hey.
Before he crushes his skull with his torso.
So we're going to have another Australian power start. Reaper's going to start this one in the Cheese Balls Bearings penalty box.
So we had that very tight score just moments ago. Slinger and Reaper. Of course, Reaper, as you said, in the penalty box. Now standing. Slinger out front does have lead.
Australian blockers poised and ready to receive the assault by Reaper.
Reaper coming out from the box, pressing up against that tripod in the back. Getting knocked out to the outside, he's going to recycle back. We haven't moved much past turn 1 though, so there's not a lot of recycling being done.
Really steady wall work by the England defense. Australia's wall a little bit more dynamic. And it looks like a star pass to England's pivot. So that's Scooby, now your active jammer for England, but the jam is called there. 5 more points picked up by Australia. Gonna take their total to 99 against 77.
That's Slinger pushing up against England's 3 wall there.
That's why I call it jammer sandwich. Dirty 5, your jammer for Australia against Waterman. Cheeseball's penalty box is empty at this point, so we got a full 80-wheeler on the track. And Waterman, with a burst of speed, picks up lead jammer for England. They certainly sorely need it right now.
Boom, that's nicely done. Oop, maybe a little wheel on the inside. Waterman's gonna come back.
Bit of a rammy going on coming into the apex here. Waterman getting waterfall around by that Australian defence, taking the outside. Meanwhile, 35 out and eligible to score. England bench seem to happy to run this one a little bit longer. 35. Sorry. Works around this. That last line of the England defence picks up 4 more points.
Coming in for another scoring pass. This pack is really spread out just about as far as it can be stretched at this point. Waterman headed to the penalty box. They're a high block.
So Australia power jam, 5 more points to 35. Play centered around the second straightaway here. A bit of a mashup going on. England with a 2-wall at the front, but a bit of a mix of point blocking in the rear. Now that sort of disformed tripod. Australia's pivot going to the penalty box now. Waterman returned to the track, engaging with that Australian defense.
Alien also going to have a seat in the Choose Balls Bearings penalty box. The recycling, the forever recycling. We've only got, there we go, 1 second left in the jam. That is the natural conclusion, a 5-point pass on each side. A 14-point jam for Australia and a 5-point jam for England. Both hard fought though. There's Waterman narrowly evading when he gets lead. Here he is again, kind of a toss to the floor almost. Yeah, there it is. It was like, is this the high block?
So we're gonna have Sully and the Sarge, which is the name of my new cop show.
Both of them kind of on the periphery of the pack back here. The penalty box is about to empty out, containing one of each blocker. Lead is awarded to England. Sully coming around for his first scoring pass just as the pivot for Australia has come out of the box. He does find an open enough lane on the inside to take it. That is a full 5 points already to England. Sarge still trying to muscle his way through after having been knocked out. Got that back wall against Don and Ilbilly.
Sarge finding it difficult to make those gaps open up. He's going to go off for a forearms penalty now, so England with the power jam. Finding that inside line pretty easily, picks up 5 more points. England losing another blocker to the penalty box.
This is a power jam. They are down to now, they've got 3 blockers just now. So we're going to end it out, a 0-0 pass, but a 10-point jam for England. Bring him up to 92 to Australia's 113. You see Sully taking easily the outside, evading that one last hit. Come up on the pack to pick up some more points. Boom, just a huge hit coming in. Their jam is underway. Of course, we are on a power start where Sully. The lead is awarded to England. John Kirkham trying to hassle the Australian blockers into paying attention to him and perhaps not the jammer. Sarge is back in play. Power jam is finished. England is absolutely ready to accept him now.
Sarge is out and eligible to score. Fish sees that danger, decides, I think I've got enough points for now. Calls off that jam. But Fish, on the replay you're seeing now, just finds that little gap in the middle and manages to take advantage of it. And there's a big push again on that first scoring pass. Keeps upright. Australia waterfalls around him. The pivot digs in the hips there, but just can't hold him. So Waterman and Slinger up now to jam.
I guess Scooby thought Waterman could use a friend or something, just waiting for him to escort him away from this. England is awarded lead jammer status. Slanger has the star in hand. Pivots quite a ways away, so if the intention is to pass, it's not going to be soon. I think it may.
Pivot certainly in good position for the pass now, but no real advantage in it. That's a nice little leap through to pick up 5 points for Waterman. Both teams really, this is a 2-point game right now. 1-1-1's going to play 1-1-3. Australia only 2 points ahead. So even after this pass, it looks like we're going to see a lead change.
Absolutely thick pack. I think the star has now been passed. We have Australia to Simon Chambers.
And a pile up on the apex there. Jam called off, and there it is, it's official, there's the lead change. 1-1-6 to England, 1-1-3 to Australia. I don't know if you can hear this right now, but people are quite pleased with that. People are just reasonably happy with that result.
So in 116, Australia 113. We're coming down to probably the final jam in this half. Australia has been held scoreless now for 3 jams. Dirty 5 out representing them. Fish out for England. It's going to be Fish through first, but a no pass, no penalty is going to stop him getting lead. Dirty 5 had already taken the star off, so this will be a full 2-minute jam.
Fish ups around that inside line, but gets knocked to the infield. Going to get taken back to the straightaway. Going to go back into the infield. Recycled by Trop. Kirk controlling 35 here, dragging him right back to the apex. That looks like a back block penalty, I think. Assessed on Fish, so we're going to have an Australia power jam. 35 really pushing ahead into this England wall, but not getting any purchase against that white tripod.
Under a minute left in this 2-minute jam. Star comes off again, Dirty 5. Coming back behind the tripod, England is set up for him. His teammates trying to break it up. He's going to get knocked to the inside and recycled back behind Kirkham. This power jam is over. Fish has re-entered play.
Cracking penalty kill by the England team, and right off the bat, Fish picks up 5 points. Knocked again to the infield. 35 doing a little bit of fifth blocker work. Knocked again to the outfield by Milling and dragged back to the jam line. 35 seems to be making friends with that infield Spectral, knocking him out again. And that's it. That's half time. 3 more points recorded for England. That's going to be an 8-point jam for them. 1-1-3 is going to play 1-2-4 in favor of England as we move into this intermission.
All right, so we've got about 14 minutes, and we'll be back with the second half of this semifinal, England facing Australia.
See you soon.
What we've seen in the first 30 minutes of England versus Australia, 3 lead changes.
3 or 4, yeah.
3 or 4 lead changes. We've seen Sully get lead twice over Sausage Rolls.
We've seen Sausage Rolls on a very high rotation. He's doing probably close to 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is, you notice in that with England that when Sarge isn't jamming, they're running it. And that's when England are looking stronger. When Sarge isn't jamming, that's when they're putting up the points.
I'll tell you what else we're seeing, an awful lot of penalties.
Yeah.
And as you said astutely before the game, the penalties are going to have the impact, and they're going to see how this game plays out.
Australia got off to a massive start because England nearly always had 2 players in the box.
Yeah.
And then they tidied it up, and have done much better. And that man on screen there has been a big reason why. He's put up at least, I would say from what I've watched, at least 40 points. We don't have the stats to hand, but I would think at least 40 points.
Yeah, and I think, you know, if I was in that room now with the England boys, I think I'd be saying, look, keep it clean, avoid the green. You know, just take a breath, because hashtag you can use that. But also, Troncho, you've been watching the Argentina-Mexico game.
Yes, and I will say that in Spanish because it's Argentina against Mexico. Vimos un primer tiempo que todavía no terminó entre Argentina y México, muy complicado para la Argentina. Hasta la última vez que lo chequeamos, 72 puntos para México y 3 solamente para el equipo argentino. Muchísimas penalties para los jammers argentinos, a lot of penalty for the Argentinian jammers. Each time, cada vez que salían del pack, each time that they just passed the pack, even the first time was always the first time, they get a penalty. I don't say a lie if I said that Mexico has 12 or maybe more power jam in their favor.
Wow.
O más de 12, por ahí casi no verifiqué. Power a favor de México. You can tell the score.
Yeah, and it is reflected in the score that we're seeing at the moment. Just going back to that, the England-Australia game for a second, I don't know if we can pull up the points per jam, but it has fluctuated. We're seeing big jams, and then we're seeing nothing.
Yes. It's almost peculiar. Obviously, we knew both of these teams incredibly strong, and both have had incredibly brilliant weekends. But you're absolutely right, Brom. It's going from sometimes massive jams. I think we've already had a 25-point jam, to then maybe a 4-hit and quit it.
The thing is, when we talked about what will be said in the England changing room at half-time, for Australia, what they've got to be talking about is they've got to be talking, their defence is pretty strong, but they've got to find a way to take some of the burden off Sarge. They've got to find a way to get their offence working against the England defence, to get their other jammers through. That is, as a bench coach, if I was on Australia's bench, that's what I would be saying right now. We've got to find a way to help our jammers through if they're getting stuck. Look at star passes. A couple of times England did star passes, Australia chose to run the jam. Now the England pivots are Omar Gerd and Scooby Zoom, who both started their derby careers as jammers. They know how to jam. And both of those jams, England actually won those jams.
Yeah.
So that is, they've got to be aware of that as well, Australia. They've got to learn from that, and I think they did when there was a star pass later on to Scooby Zoom.
Yes. Yeah, but we saw that. It's the evolution. It's all part of the story. Even these teams who are at the peak of sort of their game, they're still evolving. They're still learning.
Yeah.
So, if you were to make a judgment call right now as to who's going to win this game, where would you be putting your money?
I'm going to stick with what I said at the start. I'm going to stick with England.
Okay. Snuggins?
I think Australia are going to take it.
You think Australia are going to take that?
Yeah.
And if you were to...
Oh, whoa. Don't think you're getting out of it.
Well, my heart sits with England, so I'm gonna put it there. But it wouldn't surprise me either way. And sitting on the fence. And Troncho, if you were, obviously you're going to go and watch the conclusion of the Argentina-Mexico game. Do you see things changing to what we have at the moment with the 89-8 to Argentina?
I think if Argentina doesn't wake up and show the level that they had as jammer, but because the problem here are the jammer, they are making so many penalties. So I think that if Argentina doesn't resolve this problem, they will probably lose for a lot. But I don't know, even if they wake up, because Mexico is having a high level, because we already saw yesterday how they play against England.
Absolutely. Incredible game against England.
I think that, I don't know if they can change this score and just win, but fight a little bit. I don't know what's happened with the mentality in Argentina.
Yeah,
but we will see.
And again, from that point of view, again, as a bench coach, if I'm Argentina now, I'm saying, right, one jam at a time. Yeah. They've got 11 minutes left till half-time. Gap is currently 81 points. I'd be looking to say, if we get that down to 50 by half-time, we're still in this.
Absolutely.
And that's what I'd be looking at. That's what I would be saying right now as an Argentina bench coach. If I'm a Mexico bench coach, I'm saying more of the same, please, guys.
Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
So, very shortly, on this feed, we're going to be bringing you the conclusion of the very hardly fought England versus Australia semi-final. That decision will be made in about 45 minutes' time as to who will go on to tomorrow's grand final. Stick with us here on the feed. Sleaze and the Great Spack Speed will be back with you very shortly.
Sometimes your feet slide around in your skates. They can be packed out from years of love, or maybe they just never fit right from the beginning. Either way, it can adversely affect your agility, edgework, and toe-stop skill. Don't let foot slippage mess with your game. Check out Bruce skate straps. They wrap around your boot and plate to keep your feet snug so you can be better. They are lightweight, easy to strap on, and they look pretty good too. Skate straps are available in tons of colors and patterns. Check them out on Etsy or bruisedsn.com.
We really miss the feeling of spontaneously visiting a store and trying out the newest gear. Hang out for all roller skaters. Everyone has their own unique style. Because of our large assortment, we can now personalise roller skates while you wait, so you can try them out right away. Our mission is to fit you with the right gear, and don't forget to turn left.
Hope you had a nice break. We're back here at the Roller Derby City track at the Men's Roller Derby World Cup here in Barcelona. You're back with the greats Maxby and Julius Leeser for England versus Australia. England leading 1-2-4 to Australia's 1-1-3. Oh, we're on camera.
Hi, camera.
Hi, Mom.
How
You're
are
not watching.
you?
Why am I
Yeah,
doing this?
my mom doesn't know how to work the internet. She told me once, I got a recipe off one of the internets, and I was like, what, cool.
Which one?
Good, yeah, I was just like, oh, well, I've only got the one. Aren't you fancy?
Oh, well, you know. You don't have multiple internets?
No, I
God,
don't.
Wow.
Yeah, no.
Life must be hard for you.
It is. It's really rough. I have to only look at one Facebook for one. Yeah, I have, I use Ask Jeeves primarily, but I've
Not
also got
Alta Vista?
Alta Vista. It's my backup.
Yahoo.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. Still on AOL.
It's true.
Yeah.
So
we should talk about Derby.
yeah, I was like, oh man, those guys look like Derby. Oh, whoa.
Oh, yeah.
So the winner of this game heads to the final game, of course, which is game 64, which will be tomorrow. And we'll be facing off against the winner of the next game, which the next game on this track is USA versus France. Wait, did I say the winner on the next? The next game on this track is what? Yeah, okay, I'm good. I'm here to make words and not remember things that I said 2 seconds ago. So USA versus France, the winner of that plus the winner of this will be the final game tomorrow evening. And the loser will play the loser of the USA-France game, of course.
Indeed. So taking to the line now, it's going to be Sully for England. Sarge takes the start for Australia. We're about to get underway in the second period of England versus Australia.
One English blocker in the cheese ball bearings penalty box. A huge hit from the Aussie pivot Grease Monkey. Lead is awarded to Sarge. He comes in. Copter is in back, recycling Sully at the moment. Doing a great job of controlling the back of the pack. We've got this tripod of Wizards set up. Sarge coming in for his his second scoring pass. I thought I was right. I doubted myself, and that's where I went wrong.
Never doubt yourself. Always be confident in your mistakes. 5 more points to Australia. It's another 1-point game already in the second half. Sully out and eligible to score, but we have had a lead change now.
Little apex jump in there. Sully picks up 4.
Sarge calls the jam. That looks to be another 2 points, making this a 16-point jam for Australia. 1 point in it, not tense at all. What are you talking about? No one's nervous about this. It's not like it's a big World Cup semi-final or anything. God.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Yeah, I don't have skin in this game. Yeah. I don't care.
I ain't got no dog in this fight.
No, I don't.
Don't have a dog at all, in fact.
That's a shame, I think.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm so lonely. Slinger out there for Australia, which I actually looked. The pronunciation of her name is actually Slinger.
Slinger.
Yeah, so my bad. Apologize to them and their family. Fish out there for England. Pronunciation just fish.
Not fish.
Been good about that, yeah.
Unless you pronounce it the Australian way. Fish.
Fish. I wish that video had stayed up. It was a brilliant the pronunciation guide. Fish does have lead. We still have that 1 point difference. So all we got to do is get his hips past 2 people, and we can lead change it once again.
That would be exciting. There is 4 points. Slightly more than we asked for, but okay.
It's okay if you want to
Show off. Yeah. God, 4 points to Slinger. So the lead's just basically going to chop around this jam because they're just one around long.
4.
Yeah, you know. Okay, we get it. You can skate. England wanted to run it long. They've now anteed out their side of the cheese ball penalty box.
That was
big slide there for Collins.
As we all know, you know, my shock is to get the vapors. So if my gasp came over stream, it's the sound of me getting vapors.
Yes, getting a bit Southern Belle. Sling is going to get taken back to the beginning of the straightaway and re-engage. Fish at some point ended up in the penalty box. I'm not sure how or why, but it happened.
It's true.
Sling again denied exit by the England defense. Going to get dragged back to the beginning of that straightaway, but Fish finds the inside line, picks up 5 points as the jam comes to an end.
The point I did know is how he got out of the penalty box. Time elapsed. So there's another lead change. 2 points this time. It's 141 England, 143 Australia.
Now, if you happen to have been watching the stream recently, you might have seen some of the awesome the MRDWC merchandise people are walking around with and thought, I'd love to get one of those shirts when I'm at home. But you can't. Not yet.
Yeah. Don't message me. It's not gonna happen.
Don't message Sleazer. Sleazer is not the shirt captain.
Not interested.
No. But you will be able to get them after the event at mrdwc.com/merch.
If you go right now, you can peruse what they have, and they'll all say sold out. But after this business is over, we're good.
Indeed.
There has been a star pass for Australia. We now give it over to Grease Monkey. Really charging for the pack. Slides past a couple of England's blockers. Lastly, met up with Illbilly. A little bit of a tumble there out of the pack. A forearms call by Sven. It's going to send him off to the Cheese Balls Bearings penalty box and create a power jam situation for Waterman.
Waterman already taking advantage, picking up the 5 points. Bit of disruption there from Illbilly. Going to create a small gap, which Waterman will take advantage of. Takes that outside lane to pick up another 5. Full complement of Australian blockers back on the track. Only 2 for England.
Jammer is standing in the box. Grease Monkey will be re-entering play momentarily.
And a little bit of a hop on the straightaway. Picks up another 5 for Waterman. Pack coming back towards turn 2 now. Waterman knocked to the outside. And I think that's going to be a cut track penalty assessed on Grease Monkey. So England's going to start this one on a power start.
2 jammer penalties in 1 jam. Yeah, here we go with the replay.
Yep.
As
Milling trying to get the hips round. Knock off Waterman, doesn't quite work. And there's that inside line twirl.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's all right. Yeah, sure.
It's okay.
Yeah. Above average.
I could do it too if I wanted.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Yeah.
You can't say
Can't
I'm
see
wrong.
me. Not on camera.
No.
Just did it again.
Yeah. It was impressive. It was impressive. I was impressed by that. Fish to jam now for England.
I don't need your approval. Grease Monkey, of course, sitting in the box. Good. Give you an update. There we go. I'm like, he keeps leaning forward. I'm like, okay, yeah, he really is standing now. Just got about 8 seconds left on this. Fish really having to work to get past it this time. Gets the lead. The pack, instead of traveling forward, has traveled back beyond the jammer line.
Nearly 30 seconds to establish lead there. Certainly a big fight put up by the Australian defense. Bit of a stramash coming into the straightaway now. Grease Monkey return to track, start in hand, now out ineligible to score.
Nice hit from Sarge. And Sarge is chasing him out. Yeah.
Fish nearly joined the crowd there for a minute.
Right.
Picks up 4 points.
Still happy though. Never unhappy.
Never unhappy. Just really
There
pleased
you
to
go.
be
Sarge takes this big. Oh, he started it.
Of course he did.
That's fair. Oh, I think that was an earlier one. There's been yeah, here we go. Here we go.
And doink.
Yeah, and doink. The sound effects are amazing on this one.
Yeah, spare no expense. So Slinger is going to jam against Reaper. Now 165 plays 147 in favor of England, and it's going to be Reaper with lead, no, not lead, out and eligible to score, out ahead of Slinger. No pass or penalty, but lead established. Slinger the lead and calling it off. Pointless jam there.
Pretty good. So that is 2 jams in a row that Australia didn't score, and the only 2 jams in the second half that were not terribly far in so far that Australia hasn't scored. Reaper always capable of staying on his feet. It's going to be Sully out next for England, taking up against Sarge.
5 seconds called, and the game is on. Sarge finds that outside line, twirls around, picks up lead for Australia. Ooh. And there's a small pile up in the infield, nothing too serious.
Yeah, it actually
is quite
might
serious.
be a little more serious than I thought.
Yeah.
But it might not be.
It might not be.
It might just be like a little,
a little unfortunate.
bloody nose.
Seems that way. The dark side of the announcer's curse, unfortunately. Going to take a moment to mention Roller Derby Elite, proud sponsor of Worldwide Roller Derby and platinum sponsor of Team USA. Check out rollerderbyelite.com.
So we're sitting in an official timeout. So next up on this track at 7 o'clock local time is going to be USA taking on France. And then at 15 after the hour, Wales will face off against Canada on track 2.
Both pretty promising matches. I don't know which one I'd pick to watch personally, so I think maybe like get 2 screens and just watch both matches.
Yeah.
I think is the only real way to deal with that problem.
I can't think of another one. Yeah. But for us here.
For us here, I mean, it's the only real advantage of not being here, other than the fact you get to listen to us.
I have intention of using the secret hallway.
Oh, yeah, the Jeffers
Because,
chips.
like, straight up, I started volunteering nearly 8 years ago. This is the long con, is I have access to these hallways to just go back and forth between games. After this, I'm just done.
Indeed.
Yeah. It's a pretty weird reward for, like, doing a lot of stuff.
Years of announcing.
Yeah, Julius Caesar's not even a real name.
It's not?
Yeah.
I just thought it was a really fortunate coincidence that you had a name that sounded a bit like a really great Derby announcer name.
No.
No?
I did that to myself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's true.
I feel lied to.
Yeah, well, did you ever see The Usual Suspects?
Have you been Kaiser Sose all this time?
It's not unlike that.
So lead goes to Sarge Rose now for Australia. Fish still stuck behind that wall of green at the straightaway. Sarge just kind of sarging around here, twirls around, gets knocked to the outside. Going to re-engage with the English defense. Fish now out and eligible to score. I'm seeing an emphatic arm movement, which looks like a call off. So Sarge calls the jam from the apex. 5 points picked up by Australia.
Nothing picked up by England, so we are 165 to 152. 20 minutes left in this game.
And this might be the furthest ahead that England's been in this game, I think. That's what, 13-point spread? Oh, yeah.
That's about correct. said the producer. Because you can't go wrong if you don't commit. I'm just saying.
I think the rule is only commit vaguely, which is how I've lived my life up until this point.
Yeah.
Waterman with the star in hand for England, and Slinger out in front for Australia. Trying to get around Spectral, not an easy task. Manages it with a fight, picks up some points, 5 in fact.
Our producer has committed to an answer, and I will not relay it.
It is a secret that we will take to our graves.
Were you right? Were you wrong? No one minds.
No one needs to know.
Yeah.
It has been said that Sleazer is the most correct, therefore.
There used to be a note right here. Somebody just moved it. Yeah. There has been a star pass to Amargard, but it is not going to yield any results other than him having the star in his hand.
Yeah, well, it's a nice star.
It's not no results. It's
just not probably what they wanted.
Yeah, but first. It's the way to do it. I'm telling you, like, if more people entered the pack, but first.
That's where I have the most padding. So if I'm going to attack a wall, I want to go into the softest part first. And I don't feel like going gut first is a great idea because that's going to hurt. Slender Jam up to jam for the first time now for Australia against Reaper. Kind of pushing the pack out quite far. Got 2 to beat at the front as the pack spreads out around the turn. Keeps pushing away at that English defense. Knocked to the infield. That looks like a forearms call on that English blocker.
He's going to have a seat in the Cheese Balls Rings penalty box.
Slender Jam knocked flat twice now on that infield. He's not going to be pleased at that, but keeps getting up. Reaper had 1 to beat, manages to slide round him. So picks up lead jammer for England. Slender Jam just got 1 to beat at the front, but yep, it's a fight. Finds that inside lane, hops around Gazelle-like, now out an eligible score. Reaper gets knocked to the outside, tries to do a toe-stop maneuver to pick up the points. Gets denied, calls off the jam.
Looks like he's having a bad time right now.
Well, he doesn't look pleased.
Well, it looked great in the replay, though.
Oh, it does.
Let's look at the replay.
It's the power of it's the power of VMAX. VMAX, that's one. Reaper is up and skating off the track, so
he might have landed a little bit funny on that one, but he hasn't like broken his leg off his body or anything like that.
No, it was definitely still attached.
Yeah, it was.
Sarge up to jam there for Australia is lead jammer. Sully for England, battering against that Australian wall at the back.
Sarge sweeping the pack all the way to the outside is going to come in, recycle, or well, he recycled himself, frankly. Back by Illbilly. Huge hit on Spectral is going to take him out too, knocking down England's defenses just a little bit. Sarge comes through 5 points, now re-entering the pack on his next scoring pass, and it's almost too easy sometimes how he gets through. And I cursed him by saying that, so now he's a bit stuck.
Not quite as stuck as he was a few seconds ago, but finds his way around Spectral. We have, no, it's going to be a cut track assessed on Sully. Power Jam Australia. Pack speeding up, and we have had a lead change. Australia 171 to 169 for England. Sarge is going to attack this wall of 3 English blockers at the front, guarded by Spectral. Finds that outside line, swoops around, picks up the points. Jam. Oh, after you.
Calling off that jam. Let's look at a replay here. And Sarge, that low down move to the outside, picking up point after point. It was a 15-point jam for Australia, bringing it up to 176. England at 169. 15 short minutes left in this game.
And they will be short. This game has flown by.
It absolutely has. So it's still a power start for Slinger.
Slinger up to jamming this person. You're correct. I don't know why I had to repeat you. It was weird.
I like that you did it. when you like someone, you mimic their motions usually, but you're
Yeah.
doing it with my words, so I'm thinking we might be best friends right now. Slinga sent to the cheese ball bearings penalty box for a forearms call.
That's not great for him.
It's not what you want.
No,
Use your forearms for good.
not evil. Sully out and taking advantage of the power jam situation, though, is lead jammer for England straight out of the box. Australia forming up coming into the second apex there. England looking prepared for the sweep. There's
So
the
it
big
goes
offense.
towards that loose outside blocker. It's a successful tactic. He gets through. That is 5 points. We are 2 points away from another lead change.
If you're playing the Derby drinking game along at home, you're probably having a great time in this game. Just saying.
I feel like it's true.
Yeah.
Slinga just having a push full weight. Shrooms absolutely rude with how he won't let them go. But I mean, I guess that's his job.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
I guess.
Toots and Shrooms come to rejoin the pack where they create a two brace up front. Don ready to bridge out as the pack stretches out. Slinga still having a heck of a time getting past Toots and Shrooms. Shrooms finally just shoves Toots. That's the end of that. We're done here. We're cycling our way, way, way back. Like half the track back, pretty much.
We have had another lead change now. That was the 2 points we were hoping for. 178 now plays 176. 9 points already on the board for England in this jam. England's right at the back there, and jam's just going to end, basically.
Yeah.
2 more points to England. And now we have a tie game. No, we don't have a tie game because I can't tell which team is which now.
Math is not for everyone.
It's not even math that's the problem right now. It's reading. Basic
Attention
literacy.
spans aren't for everyone.
No.
There's Slinga deflecting Shrooms on that one. But as we all know, there was other times. Shrooms held him back quite easily. Sully coming out of the pack on the replay. Sarge out there for Australia. Fish for England. This jam is now underway. 1 point is what we have between the two. Fish has got lead jammer status. A forearms is being called on the Australian pivot. He's going to have a seat in the cheese balls bearings penalty box. Sarge coming up, not quite able to muscle his way through this three brace in the back. Spectral waiting up front just in case he does.
Pack pretty static coming into this hurn now, despite a lot of dynamic movement within it. Omagur's going to drag back Sarge at this point, right to the jam line, basically. Fish joining him almost immediately. Fish out on that next score, and past 5 points in the air for England. Sarge is out and eligible to score, about a half lap behind Pack. There's a little halt by Fish, not quite clean, so going to take it back.
Sarge coming in once again, looking to score, and he does so. That is 4 points. Fish does have lead, so 8 points Australia has gotten, is essentially given up. A 7-point jam for England, 4 for Australia, 187 to 183 in favor of England. See Fish flying along in these replays. Sarge evading this back wall narrowly.
Reaper up the jam for England against Slender Jam. We have at least one English blocker in the cheap balls bearings penalty box.
I think it's just the one.
It
In
is
fact,
just the
he's
one. Yeah.
now rejoining his teammates. That is Thomas Banks.
Reaper knocked to the outside by Chambers, back. It looks like Slender Jam is going to go to the penalty box for an illegal contact penalty. So this is going to be a power jam to England. Reaper finds that outside line, cleanly gets round, picks up lead jammer for England. So looking to extend that lead a little bit, Sleazer.
Reaper able to get by pretty easily on the outside, taking a few hits that are easily absorbed though. picks up nothing, I suppose. So 187 to 183 is where we continue to be. So we are now under 10 minutes left in the game.
And yeah, it's pretty close at this point. More points awarded now, actually. England pick up 5 points there, so they're going to lead 192 to 183.
Guess what?
What?
Power jam.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't notice.
Slender jam in the box, now coming out. So it's very, very short. But it was real life.
Sweet. It was real life.
Yeah.
Or was it just fantasy? I'm not sure. Waterman's got a tripod to beat up the front. Now down to 2. Declared lead for England. Slender Jam finds that gap on the inside, managed to get right now, eligible to score. Earl McGurk going to the bin. Waterman breaks through there, dodging through that last Australian blocker. Going to pick up 4 points.
Oh.
And
watch out for the floor, everybody.
yeah,
It's pretty hard.
It's a hard floor.
Yeah.
Alan Al's going to drag back Slender Jam. Knocks him to the inside, takes him back again. Very eco-friendly pack here, recycling cans, paper, and jammer.
Slender Jam is through. It's 4 points for Australia, now matching England's 4 points picked up. It's about a minute and a half elapsed in this jam. We've just got 4-4.
5 more points awarded to England.
So that jam looks to be called for injury. Slender Jam taking a little tumble in the replay. Regains his footing.
Much love to Sucker Punch Skate Shop, the largest Derby owned and operated store in Europe, operating online and at a physical store. Heavily involved in European Derby community on a number of levels, best known for their reliable services, honest advice, and competitive prices, as well as their huge range of top quality products. Check out Sucker Punch Skate Shop.
Slender Jam is up thanks to our wonderful medics, and he is headed back to his bench. He looks like he'll likely recover, but we'll have to stop the 3 jams, of course. So I don't know if I mentioned before, but Ballistic Whistle was checked on at half, because he will be joining us for an interview directly after this game. I was told, quote, he took a knee to the intestine.
I mean, that doesn't sound pleasant.
Yeah, I would also sit out for a while.
I would maybe just sit out for
I'm gonna just go home. Yeah.
I'm just like, you know what?
Could be petting a cat right now. Bye.
We've all got cats at home we'd rather be petting. You know?
Some cats are better than others. I'm just saying.
Well, you know, you would be biased.
Well.
Yeah. Sorry, that was going to be a word. It wasn't.
Nah.
Team timeout called by Australia. Great chance to mention one of our other great sponsors, Cheese Ball Bearings, the most reliable, longest lasting bearing available at affordable prices. Check them out online or at your local skate shop. Cheeseball.com, and that's cheese with a Z. As far as I know, completely dairy free.
Never checked.
Maybe you should.
Well, I'm just gonna want them more if they have dairy in them.
That's a good point.
They are named for cheeses.
I have heard this, like cheddar and Gouda and Gorgonzola, brie with cranberry. I don't know.
American. White cheddar.
Mild cheddar.
Just saying. I'm gonna write someone a letter. Make some suggestions.
I want to see a cheese ball bearing called Wensleydale.
Nacho.
So, Fish wearing the star for England against Slinger. Jam underway. shenanigans over and done with for now.
Was that the sign to be like, okay, so that's enough of that? Yeah, fair enough. You know, many have tried before you.
I'm only here for the shenanigans.
Yeah, I was like, you requested a game with me.
I did.
I said fine.
I did.
Fish, I don't know if this is what he wanted, but is in the cheese ball bearing penalty box. Slinga out there. Still trying to get through. Yeah,
Slinging
this
away,
is,
yeah.
Yeah, this
Just
is some...
pushing away that English defense. Forearms call to someone.
Yeah, he was. It wasn't just random. That was actually a ballistic whistle.
Yeah,
So, he's fine.
yeah.
Intestine checked out.
No more knees in there.
So Fish is back in action.
Great job on the English defense of killing that power jam there. Still going to get Fish out though, pushing against that wall at the front.
Slinga taken out and recycled by Shrooms. Finally through. Fish eligible for lead.
90 seconds to establish lead in that jam. And
Well, it's
Fish-
not established. Just to
No,
get out of the
you're right,
pack.
sorry, good point.
Yeah, 90 seconds to get
Nice
out of
point
there.
for someone to just not be in the pack for a second. you
Yeah.
know? The pack or the bin.
90 seconds to quit messing around with your friends.
That's unfortunate.
I know.
Yeah. I'm sad about it.
It's all right. No, he's going back.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's fine. And now his friends have become points. Or are they his friends? Hard to say. I feel like they are. See? I don't high-five my not friends.
Maybe that's why they're not your friends.
Wow.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I mean, I don't want to tell you what to do. I'm not your boss.
You're not.
No. In fact, it's actually the other way around.
It is. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sarge out against Sully. That was an absolutely crazy last jam.
Really was. Sarge
Sarge-
finds that
there
inside
we go.
line and picks up lead jammer for Australia. Sully out, not too far behind. I'm going to chase him down. The pack spreading out pretty wide coming into the turn 3. Sarge battering away at the English defense. Spectral out in front now. Sully still trapped by a tripod at the back. Looks like Sarge is now out, has picked up points. Sully going to the infield. Sarge going to get taken out, recycled by Kirkham and Spectral.
Spectral joining the other blockers towards the back. All three of them very skilled at controlling. Kirkham helping knock Sarge out. Banks keeping him back. There we go. Sarge now through. It's just like these last few jams. It's not like it was ever really easy to get to the pack, but these last couple of jams are just a testament to when you really want something.
Just
you know?
keep battering away at it with your shoulders.
That's how I've done everything.
Yeah. Sarge calls
Calling
the
it-
jam from the deck.
Oh,
And
let's go to
I see a
replay.
thumbs up.
Okay. It's like they're down, but cool. Okay, now they're up. So as a skater from each team landing on top of each other, you may have noticed the jam was called from on top of another human's body. But they're
Happens.
both up, no medics involved, no sitting out involved, and we've got just over 3 minutes left. 2:14 to 196 in favor of England. Fish pressing his way against this pack.
Pack spreading out as we come into the apex here. Fish recycle to the rear now, going to re-engage. And Dreadbox finds that inside line. picks up lead jump for Australia, and already within seconds is ready to re-engage. Really wants to close that gap.
Shrooms really hold on to that back wall. Dreadblocks just trying to decide where he's going to go, I suppose.
Not quite sure.
Yeah.
He's gone for the middle.
Juke this way, juke this way. Just follow your heart. That's how I get through packs.
Yeah.
JK, I don't go into packs.
I get through packs with the power of friendship. But that didn't help Fish, who did manage to break out there. Jam called. Timeout called by Australia. That's going to freeze the clock at 1:47. This game has flown through, Sleazer.
Absolutely.
Wow. Time flies when you're having fun. But both teams now breaking that century. 2:14 is going to play 2:03 in favor of England. We are in the dying minutes of this half. What do Australia need to do to bring it back?
Get more points.
By Jove, you're right.
Yeah,
Why
that's
did
a
I think of
strategy.
that?
I saw this earlier today. Wow, other teams have been winning. I mean, I don't know if they want to be copycats, but I think mainly what we've seen in these last couple of jams when we have these really tight score, coming towards the end to give you I'm going to give you a real person answer now. Clearly both teams really, really want this. The winner of this is going to go on to the final tomorrow. The non-winner, or as they call on the streets, loser, will go on to the 3-4 game, which is just prior to that. Both teams are extremely capable. This is, you know, one of the more even matches. Actually, I've only been on blowouts this weekend. If I'm going to be frank, I've only been on the blowouts this weekend. I'll remind you of the 2014 score, 388 to 138 in favor of England. We're not seeing that today.
We're certainly not. Like,
Yeah.
this is one of the closest games that we've had this entire tournament.
Yeah, I thought coming into this second half, the gameplay was a little bit different. It seemed like they were like maybe a little less in control, but these last couple of jams, they really tightened it up. And right now, we've got Sarge getting thrown a very tight inside line, getting lead jammer status for Australia. The penalty or the jam clock and the game clock are about 10 seconds difference right now. Sarge coming in, believe ready to score. Waterman now through is scoring. That's 4 more points to England.
Sarge recycled again around that turn.
Again, though,
Giving away points.
Sarge has lead. You're giving it away. Like, if you're not going to nickel and dime it, or if you're not quite capable of doing it, at the very least, don't bleed. There's another 5 points to England. Right now, 9-point jam, 20 points between the teams.
Sarge calls the jam there, and it could be too late. 9-point extension at that lead. We're going to have an official review called by England.
So that was 10 points total for England, 4 points for Australia. 224 to 207 is where we're sitting right now. We've got time enough for one more jam. If it, I gave myself goosebumps. If it tied it up and we had an overtime jam, I think I would cry.
Breathe.
Yeah, I'm like, don't cry now. No.
Wait till afterwards to cry. That's what I'm going to do. There we see Fish in the replay, just driving that shoulder up, picking up points. And we're not really seeing anything fancy from these two teams. It's very much solid ABC kind of derby.
Well, also, as you said, there goes Sarge. Just starting.
England are requesting a low block call on the Australian jammer.
Okay, so that is the reason for the official review. We will get the result very soon. But you were saying?
I don't remember.
No.
What was it?
I said something about solid, non-fancy derby.
Oh, yeah, as you said at some point, there's Sarge just sarging around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, you know, if you follow these teams, it's not that they're predictable. It's just like Sarge does that. Sarge does that. Fish does that. And they work so well against each other. This has been such an excellent matchup. I think we're about to get... Oh, they're going to tell Stevel first. That's cool.
That seems unfair.
No, that's fine. No.
Favoritism.
I can wait.
I can't.
Got nothing but time. I do
31
have other
seconds.
things, actually.
Technically speaking.
Yeah.
The no call will stand. The low block by the Australian jammer was the result of a direction penalty by 2.
Okay. So England will not retain their official review at this point. And so we go back into playtime.
I'm ready.
Calm blue ocean.
No, I'm ready. I'm going to really concentrate my way through this one.
Good. Because I gotta be honest, you've been all over the place in this jam. I don't want to have to carry you for the next 41 seconds. I'm kidding. Really, just in case the Twitter trolls come out.
Yeah, somebody asked me if I was looking at social media. Answer's no. Sling out for Australia, Sully for England. It's going to be Slinga with lead jammer status. Going into 224 in favor of England. They are already coming into the pack, ready to score. There's all
There's the first
five.
Yeah. And England with a very light pack right there. 2 blockers on the track and their jammer. Jammer being recycled again. Sully's going to have to re-engage with that wall at the back. Slinger making not easy work of this wall, but certainly working hard against it. There's another 5. That's 217 to 224. 7 points in this now, Sleazer.
Slinger coming in once again. There we go. Met against that English resistance up front. They do have a broken up 2 brace. How's that? A bipod, as it were. Oh no.
Jam called for a safety call.
Rude.
And
everybody is very understanding of that situation. And
very.
So I believe that was called for injury. So potentially the unofficial final. It's hard to say if they're going to put a second back on or something. It'd be odd, would it not? Yeah. It appears that the crowd wants more jam. So I don't know if there was free toast or what's about.
Crackers, perhaps.
Yeah, I'm just like, don't we all want more jam?
Yeah.
Crowd.
We are in an official timeout now. Officially speaking, there's 1 second left on our
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
clock.
I was like,
so we could possibly have one more jam.
I believe.
As it stands now, there's a 3-point spread between these teams.
Yeah, real life.
Real life.
And there's really the timeout called.
Timeout's being called by England. So that will, I suppose, officially stop the clock. You know, that could be a thing.
Yeah.
Australia's, yeah.
Everybody's really happy.
Yeah.
It's good.
I'm pleased for them.
Yeah, I'm still like, I didn't expend all the energy. I was like, it could be overtime. Could be overtime. I've announced like, overtime jam, like never. It was really exciting for me. I don't have a lot going on. But I mean, this game has been brilliant, whether or not it ends in what I want, which I suppose maybe if I yelled it a bunch.
Have you ever just tried yelling what you want and seeing if it happens?
No.
No? Oh, wow. England calling a second timeout. But let's look at this replay here. Slinger entering in, engaging with that white wall.
Second pass through.
There's that big shoulder in.
Ermagerd not having it. Yeah.
Yeah, just hugging over.
It's that hug. It's like your cousin's like gonna hug you, and you're like, well, I'm not hugging you back.
Yeah. That's what that would look like.
So Sarge trying to save them. That was the end of the jam right there. So we're going to do this one more time.
One more time.
Slinga taken up against Fish.
This is a little bit tense now, I think.
I think
it's a little bit.
No, I mean.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of lower back touching going on from a lot of different people.
Well, my motion, it appears he's got grips.
Yeah, it would seem that way. Fish using that blocker as a battering ram, basically. Slinger knocked to the outside. Fish still at the back. Slinger taken back and engaged with the wall now. Who's going to get around? Slinger knocked to the deck. Fish on the apex. 2 to beat. It's Australians blockers. Got the pivot going out. Sarge and 2 more blockers fight that inside line. I wonder what he's going to do. That's game. Unofficial final score. Australia 221 points. England 224. And in the words of my announcing hero, J.R. Jim Ross, by God.
Here's the replay of Fish enjoying life to its absolute fullest. I think I say it every time, but the sportsmanship at this competition is like by far one of my favorite things at this event. So as these teams meet up to celebrate both of their excellent jobs done. Because 3 points, honestly, is not much. It's 3. Whew. So we are going to finalize that score for you. It's 224 to 221. So that means that England is going to face off in the final against whoever wins the next game, which is USA facing off against France, which is sure to be just an absolutely amazing bout. Also, I feel like, yeah, there should be a dentist sponsor for how much people had clinched this teeth this last game. So that's on the hour on this track, which is the Roller Derby City track, or track 1 as it were, USA, France. And you can catch the tail end on track 2 of Mexico versus Argentina, but I would rather you stick around for an interview momentarily brought to you by former Wizard of Oz, Colonel Pennick, who will be interviewing Ballistic Whistle. So they're doing some pictures, not quite positive. The volunteers are up to, okay, here we go. Everybody collecting their free high fives. So I'm just going to go ahead and ask you my standard interview questions. What was your favorite game this weekend?
I gotta be honest, up until now, it was probably the first game I called, which was Sweden and Spain, because it was such a close, such a passionate game, even in the seeding game. I think this beat it.
This has been it? Yeah.
This is the one.
I was like, if you don't say this one, it would just be absolute lunacy to me.
Oh, I really loved this other game. It was good, it was
This was, I knew this was going to be a great game. I guess, I don't know.
There was a pickup scrim earlier that was all right, and I kind of enjoyed it.
There was a pickup scrim earlier?
Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah, in the parking lot. You missed it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I kept seeing people. We're essentially up on this amazing, beautiful mountain, in part of the Olympic venues. And people had been all like, oh, we're going street skating, blah, 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 before this. And I was like, oh, cool. And then I got here, I'm like, where would you do that? Where do you think you're going? I guess down all the hills. I saw an escalator, outside. I wasn't in Las Vegas. I was in Barcelona. I was amazed by that. But, I feel like these hills, I'd pick up speed too quickly and be a bunch of yelling and crying and
crashing into people and things.
Yeah, I was going to bring my skates, and then the last time I brought my skates, I think it was when I went to Birmingham, some years ago. I brought my skates and I didn't end up using them, and that's happened more than once, and so I stopped pretending to myself that I was going to go street skating. But it's been an absolutely awesome weekend here as we come to the conclusion of day 3.
And it's not done yet. You've still got a whole other day of roller derby to look forward to. You've got more games tonight, and then all of tomorrow we're going to bring you a whole ton of games, including that World Cup final.
Yeah, looking forward to this tournament. It's just really flown by for me.
We will be bringing you this interview with KP very soon, I hope.
Yeah, Colonel Pang has just got to
muscle his way through all of
Yeah,
this
it's
crowd.
been a great number of most high fives given out thus far this tournament, right here.
It's a lot of fives getting high.
No, it's been amazing. It really was a great game. So here we are in Colonel Panic. I'll narrate him over there. Approaches the center of the pack. He's already got the head ref mic from the box. And looks like he's got ballistic whistle. All right, so we will now throw to Colonel Panic. Thank you.
All right, I'm here in the center of the track with ballistic whistle. What a game, what a game.
Yeah, that was intense. I mean, we knew England were going to be a really, really tough challenge. We knew we had everything to beat them, and I think, you know, on a different day, maybe with a different final jam, we would have gotten the result we wanted, but scoreboard's a scoreboard, and that's what happens.
Yeah, only 1 minute. Now, you have won medals for both of these teams. What does it mean to you to wear the green and gold?
Yeah, like after wearing the 3 Lions of the first World Cup and playing against Australia, felt very, very unusual. I kind of had to go into robot mode for that game, and that's when I knew I was playing for the wrong team. So as soon as I put on the green and gold in Calgary, like a couple of years ago, like my heart just swells with pride being able to play for this team, and I'm really, really lucky that the coaches have given me a chance, given how far away I am from the team, can't really train regularly.
So yeah, that was my next question. How does it feel to train in England with some discomfort and then play against them working with the Wizards?
Yeah, I mean, it gives me a unique insight, I guess, into what I think at least half of their team's going to do, potentially what their strategies are going to be. Training with the Wizards is tricky. I mean, they do a really good job of keeping me in the loop about what the strategies are, what the game plan is, and all that kind of stuff. I was lucky enough to travel home for a month to introduce a newborn to the parents. I got to train with the team quite a bit there. So yeah, we developed a really good bond at that visit, and yeah, like carried it forward in this tournament.
Well, congratulations on some of the best roller derby I've ever seen. I've lost my voice, the crowd have lost their voice. You guys have to do it all again tomorrow for a medal.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, France have been looking really strong, but I feel like we're stronger than we've ever been. If we just play our game, I think we're going to be good. Obviously, it's going to be another probably hard-fought tight game where we just got to do what we do best.
All right, well, I'll let you go, Stretch. Thanks so much.
Cheers, buddy.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
And we are out. Thank you.